How would I teach this book? Well, that's an interesting question because I am teaching a course on play for the first time at my institution. And that course is centered around the three basic and fundamental questions that led me to write this book in the first place. And the first question is, what does play actually mean for us? And what I would do is I would lead the students through an exploration of the breadth of the question of what it means to play. I would introduce the student to some of the leading voices in the field, both historically and contemporaneously, and really ask the question simply, what is so meaningful about play? In my class, I'm asking each student to write a brief paragraph or two describing an experience of play, and answering the question of what was it that made this experience playful, and what was it that made this experience meaningful. So I would get the students involved in really understanding what it means to play. The second point around which I would and am developing this course is, what does play have to do with our faith? What does play have to do with being faithful Christians? Or what does play have to do with religious faith of any sort or any variety? And there we began to really now connect the notion of play with what is at the heart of, I believe, genuine religious experience. And that is a search for the divine, a desire to name the unnameable, a desire to imitate the radical creativity that comes forth from the divine. Play is a radically free act, and in its radical freedom and in playing, we catch a glimpse of the magnificence of the process of creation that has placed us here. There's a classic book written so many years ago by Dorothy Sayers. It's called The Mind of the Maker. And it appears to me that it's time, that book was about the understanding of God as radical creator and God as artist. It appears to me that it's time to revisit that book, and perhaps with a different title. And someone needs to write this, The Mind of the Player, and to explore what it means to see God as involved in play. As a matter of fact, in this book, what I do is I construct a Trinitarian framework. This book is centered around 3 chapters. God as the field of play, Jesus as player, and the church as the arena of play, the church as the place where play actually happens. So I believe that if you do that, that's the second arena around which to build your course. The third and final arena is to relate this notion of play to ministry. I teach in a divinity school, and the vast majority of my students are going on to pastoral ministry or ministry in other settings. And so it is important that we give them a bridge between play as simply an intellectual curiosity and occupation to play as something that's important in ministry. And there are several writers out there who are working in this field. So I would suggest that play has practical applicability in a number of other areas. Therapists and others use a kind of play therapy in order to treat their clients. And so there is precedent for thinking about play in the ministerial setting.